Greetings, good afternoon, good evening, all those good things. Um, Life changes so quick. And I have a friend of mine from Buffalo, and he goes to some of the same places I go. And I watch him struggle, and I watched him do all this stuff, and he's been MIA. I have been as well. I don't go to my daily mass as much as I should. Because I'm tired of asking people to understand me. I'm tired of inviting people to my studio so they get a better grasp of what I'm talking about. They judge me because of my dirty clothes. They judge me because of my unkempt look. They judge me because I can't communicate the way that you all need to be communicated to. I don't do pretty please. I don't do any of that stuff. I've never asked any of you for any more help than what? Ever. If I did, I was a child then. Princess, you caused that shit. Mark, you owe me. No one wants to see this shit. No one wants to see valor, honesty, conviction shoved in their face. I had anticipated today to be a day of art, or a day of experiment, a day of understanding, a day of many things. And it has been. So, my wonderful ginger friend from Buffalo, New York, who's been procrastinating going back to Buffalo, I did not know him in Buffalo, but he showed up today, and if he lives another day, I'll be surprised. I know color. I know what a corpse looks like, and my good buddy is a corpse driving a car. Now, if you don't believe in miracles, there's a little secret address. You, when you come to my gate, if it isn't already open, you just honk. You know this thing that you use. It's in the center of your steering wheel, maybe on the side. Yeah, you honk. It's a long ways back. I don't know, eighth of a mile from my gate to where I'm at right now. It's a long ways back. And with my hips and my body and everything else, it takes me a minute to get up there, but I'm grateful that people are honking. That's a really nice thing. So I heard the honk today, and I stumbled my butt up, and I went out to see if someone was actually at the gate. And the gate opened. I have no idea who opened it, but I'm so grateful because that's an eighth of a mile walk for me. And though I do lots of walking with the OG, I'm not into any extra. Got it? That friend who I thought had gone back to Buffalo, who had lost his, I'm not going to say the words and stuff, his business is his business. However, that friend could barely walk. He's been in Eisenhower with spinal meningitis, and he's dragging his literally dying ass around. And he took the time to come here because they had said that I haven't shown up for my normal meetings. They're right. I have not. I do not communicate well. I speak at people, I don't speak to them. That's why I'm particularly adept at this form of media right now, as I understand it. I can explain myself to you. I can explain whatever you need explaining, and I'm happy to do that. But I'm going to explain what changed this day's tone. As I offered to drive my friend to back to Eisenhower, he has a PIC line, and he's got to get infusions and all this stuff. He has spinal meningitis. He's also blue and purple. I gave him a bit of massage, and for those of you that don't understand massage, let's try physiotherapy. Okay, he was locked up, and I was able to touch a few things and help him get unlocked. For those of you with dirty minds, I didn't touch any of those things. I touched the things that hurt, the things that I need touch. And he drove himself to Eisenhower for another infusion because they kicked him out. They sent a dead man driving. They said he was okay to drive. We'll see. He's a determined Buffalonian. We can drive in anything. Trust me. We can drive in snow, blizzards, rain, whatever you throw at us. We got this. That's why I love the desert so much. It's like having ice and snow all at the same time, only it's warm. And I don't get wet when I get stuck. That's a good way to end this video. But I want to give kudos to my ginger friend and his struggle with his life. And I hope to see him again. But here's why he came here. He should have gone straight to the hospital again. But he stopped here because no one has seen me at my groups and my meetings. You haven't seen me there because I've been busy working here and making changes and things like that. But also, I cannot figure out how to present myself to any of those people in a way that they will actually respond and come help themselves. Because to assist any program I have is to assist yourself. That's not arrogance. That's not ego. Maybe it is. You could describe it as that, but I believe that all of you, and there are thousands of you across this great nation, that I have taught you to draw, I've taught you to weld, I've shown you something. May have only been 5 minutes, may have been 5 years, whatever. I'm sure it changed your life. I'm sure it made you a better person. I'm sure it gave you more confidence. I'm sure of it. Because I taught you secrets. Unfortunately, today, my friend, my dead friend, I feel like I just said goodbye to a dead man. As he drove himself to Eisenhower to get the medical attention he needs. But see, that man understands the system. Why? Because he's in it. You have to get in it first. I've never managed to even trick the light fantastic to benefit from all the benefits that apparently white America, or in my case, Cherokee and white America, benefits from. Why are they homeless? Why are they drug addicts? To try and feel better. If you haven't noticed in the last 50 years, in America, well, we peddled this kind of delusional dream that benefited no one but the one percenters. Oh, you worker bees better get back to the shop because you're going to work your asses off for us. Then you're going to buy the shit that we make you make. And then not only that, we're going to take your jobs and we're going to ship them over to China, Taiwan, and not that they can make it better because you guys are doing a piece of shit job. I mean, cars in the 70s, cars in the 60s were expected to last 3 years. That was planned obsolescence. Why not just do a good job in the first place because you could, because you wanted to? Because there's a statistic that I heard, I think it was this morning from one of my favorite YouTubers, Scott Walters, or anyway, I think it might have been Scott or it could have been Dan at I Allegedly. Um, oh, goodness. Um, Another favorite YouTuber of mine that keeps me abreast of the billionaires is E. Sisman, Super Yachts. Pay attention. He'll let the royalty live. And um, that's who's in charge right now. That's why there's what you know is one thing, but there's 100,000 tech jobs that have been eliminated. Google, Twitter, Face Meta. Uh, how do I be politically correct here? It's a, I think if I spoke in an Australian British mix of an accent, I might be able to use the word fuck all, and I might be able to use the word cunt. In Australia, you know who a cunt is? It's not what it is in America. No. A cunt is a bloke that's an idiot just like you. If you take offense to being called a cunt, well, in America, we'd call you a fucker. I think it's more or less like that. I'm still trying to understand languages. Y ahora, yo, yo pienso comprende, no comprende todo español, por favor. Yo pensar es importante por mí. Hablarme gente vida aquí con lengua esta, ¿qué es palabra? Eh, Está bien. It's well. I'm grateful for my life and my family, others, my personal families. They've been on their own agenda. Not that they've done anything wrong or anything right or anything, but one thing they didn't do is understand that they're worth more, that they can achieve more, that the 50s dream of inheriting the wealth from daddy may work. How's that inheritance tax, huh? Can you fix your own damn car? I doubt it. I imagine you have a nice fat payment that you're more concerned with. Oh, because I need something reliable. How often do you put it in the shop? That's reliable, right? About every month. If you own a Range Rover, Land Rover, or any of those wonderful expensive vehicles, guess what? You're an idiot. Well, I didn't mean to say that in case you're part of my family that actually managed to achieve that kind of wealth that you could blow that stupid money on a broken car before you bought it. It's just my description. I believe it's going to be really helpful for me to take on the role of a lit- litigious American. Yeah, because all of America is litigious. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm here to educate, but not infuriate. Well, actually, that's a lie. My first one. I'm coming for you guys. My friend came with spinal meningitis. If he has another week on this planet, I'll be surprised. And the man drove himself to the hospital. Would not allow me or DOG to drive. Yes, DOG has his own license. To drive, no, but it's a little light on the gravity of this situation. You see, I buried my mother, my brother. 1, 2, Bob, Butchie. And though I wasn't there for James Pisani, and my stepdaughter, Nicole Pisani, which if you look at some of my older videos, you'll see I named a ridge at my property after Nicole, or Joel. There were very few people that truly matter. My friend came in with spinal meningitis. When have you heard that? Isn't this America? Are we all COVID friendly? Or do you just prefer to put your head in the sand? Because that makes it all go away. Well, that would be your Xanax. That would be your whatever drug you mamas take while your husband runs off to work. Oh, wait a minute. What is there, about 100,000 of you husbands that don't have a new paycheck? Isn't the tech industry laid off? Aren't you all scared as shit? Hey, Mark, aren't you in the tech industry, or are you just living off your parents' inheritance? Oh, I'm sure between the two of you and Princess, you're doing great. Yeah, you don't have anything to worry about. Have you taught Sammy that he does? Does Sammy know he's really got some issues he's got to deal with? Does he know how to use a screwdriver? That's important. Because, Mark, you couldn't even use a thumbnail. I digress. I have a lot of anger issues, and that's okay. I deserve them. I earn them. I put up with them. I've been misrepresented or underrepresented. Everyone around me has a skill set that I need, and I say, hey, this is what's going on. Why don't you get out of your little prison and come work for me? Experience life on a grand scale. Do you know what it's like to live on a houseboat? I do. Do you know what it's like to sail to Catalina multiple times as a teenager? I do. Do you know what it's like to be rescued by by a lifeguard in San Pedro when you're sick? I do. Do you know what it's like to have your mother attempt to commit suicide and you save her life? I do. Do you know what it's like to go into a foster home? I do. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. What's up, homie? Ah, there's. Wait, we don't want that on camera. Oh, we got it on camera. What's this? I love them. Will you please roll them? I can't roll them. Okay. We're not on camera anymore. We better not be. Oh man, I'd love a blunt, man. There's a big old stack of badass weed in there. That's why they roll blunts, because it's nasty.